Okay, listen up. We're issuing an urgent security advisory for all users of Open WebUI. This is a coordinated vulnerability disclosure, and our goal here is simple, to give you everything you need to secure your systems right now. We're tracking a pretty nasty high-severity logic flaw. In this briefing, we're going to walk you through exactly what the threat is, what the impact could be, and the immediate steps you absolutely must take to protect your environment. So, just how bad is it? Well, the National Vulnerability Database has given this a CVSS score of 8.0. That's firmly in the high-severity category. Believe me, this is not some theoretical risk. It's a major exposure that needs your attention, like yesterday. Right, so what we're talking about today is CVE 2025-64496. Full credit to the researchers at CTRL for finding this one. We're now performing a coordinated disclosure to get the word out. At its heart, the problem lies in a feature called direct connections. This flaw makes it possible for a malicious external AI model server to inject and run code right inside a user's browser. It does this using something called server-sent events, or SSEs. Now, here's where it gets really serious. The scariest thing about this flaw is how it can escalate. We're not just talking about a browser-level problem. No, this can lead to full remote code execution, RCE, on the back-end server itself. Let's look at how that happens. The attack follows a really clear four-step kill chain. It all starts with some basic social engineering, tricking a user into connecting to a malicious model that's disguised as something awesome, like a free GPT-4 alternative. Once that connection is made, the model injects its code, steals the user's permanent auth token, and if that user happens to be an admin with the right permissions, it is game over. The attacker gets full control of your server. And this is the point I really want to drive home. What starts in the browser absolutely does not stay in the browser. A single click, one deceptive link, can spiral into a complete takeover of your self-hosted AI environment. The potential damage here is huge. We're talking complete account takeover, the theft of all your chat histories and any documents you've uploaded for, say, retrieval augmented generation, any API keys you have stored, gone. And as we've seen, it can end with a full-blown backend server compromise. Okay, let's get to the most important part of this entire advisory, what you need to do right now to protect yourself. This is your immediate action plan. First things first, you've got to figure out if your instance is even at risk. While this doesn't hit literally everyone, its scope is pretty significant. And here's the dividing line, plain and simple. If you are running any version of Open WebUI up to and including version 0.6.34, you are vulnerable. The patch is in version 0.6.35 and anything newer. So here are the 4 critical steps you need to take. 1. Check your version. 2. Upgrade to 0.635 or newer immediately. Don't wait. 3. For extra protection, just disable the direct connections feature if your team doesn't actually need it. And 4. Audit your user permissions. That RCE escalation we talked about, it depends on the workspace tools permission, so make sure that's locked down to only your most trusted admins. Now for our more technical folks in the audience, let's quickly break down the root cause. Understanding the how really helps you appreciate the why behind the patch. The root cause is a classic. It's a trust boundary violation. Basically, the Open WebUI frontend was designed to blindly trust a special, undocumented execute event coming from any connected model server. It does zero validation. It just runs whatever code it's handed. And this one line of code right here, this is the smoking gun. Using the new function constructor on unverified external input, that's what creates this incredibly dangerous eval as a service for an attacker. It is a textbook example of what not to do when you're handling data from a source you don't control. But this isn't just a simple software flaw. It's also a powerful lesson about a risk that's quietly growing inside so many companies, a phenomenon we call shadow AI. But before we get into shadow AI, it's really important you see how this was handled. This timeline shows ethical, coordinated disclosure in action. CTRL found the bug on October 8th and told the vendor privately. An early patch attempt didn't quite fix it, but a full working patch was released on November 7th. Only then did we begin this public disclosure. And this is exactly why shadow AI makes this vulnerability so much more dangerous. You've got employees just trying to do their jobs, connecting to unvetted tools and models without IT ever knowing about it. What this does is create a massive, unmonitored attack surface that just sidesteps all your traditional security controls. The social engineering part of this whole attack is just so effective because it exploits this exact behavior. An attacker doesn't need some super complex zero-day exploit. All they need is to dangle something shiny, like a free, powerful AI model, and an employee will unwittingly open the door for them. And that really brings us to the final critical takeaway from all this. This incident should force all of us to ask a hard question about our own security. You have to treat every external AI endpoint as if it's untrusted third-party code, because it is. If you don't control it, you can't trust it. So patch your systems, harden your configs, and please ask yourself, do you really know what's connected to your AI?